All right, so we're looking at the 4-note away major third. This 3 represents the third position relative to position 1 of the scale. The 4 represents how many notes away it is from the root, which is going to be the G up top. Note that we're on the third, so from a normal chord construction, we skip every other note, the odd notes being included. Therefore, we don't need to rename it. You've got the 1, 3, 5. Also noting that the 3 is basically the flavor of a 3-note triad and basically of any modal type of chord. And therefore, it's going to be quite important for us to basically identify as a major third or a minor third. So we're looking at then the third, and it's also from the standpoint of a blues kind of situation, the one that we could smear to go from like a minor to a major. So typically when you do that, you're talking about a half step going from the minor to the major to give you that kind of feel of, you know. You know, that kind of thing. So let's do this. So we're gonna go, if it's 4 notes away, I can go on the same string up to here. So it's just going to be 4 notes away from, I'm on this G on the 8th, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. So there's the sound if we practice our ear training, which I could possibly use more work on. But that's part of the, that's probably a good thing to do while you're doing this kind of practice, I would think, as well. And then we can go above it. So if I go above it, I'm going to be crossing the fault line. And by the way, that note right here, where's the minor? It's going to be right before it. So obviously if you're going from here to here, you could use your pinky. Or sometimes people use this one, which works better if you're on the top half part of the guitar because it's a bit stronger of a finger. Anyway, all right, so let's go above it then. And so we'll go up here. We're going across the fault line because this is where the fault line lies. So if I go up from the B to the G, that's when we cross the fault line because this tectonic plate shifted to the right. That means to go a distance of 5 notes, which is typically the distance between 2 strings, I'm going to go diagonal backwards this way. I always want to go 5-note distance because I can count in 5s more easily than I can count in 4s, which is the distance between these 2 strings. So we're going to say this is going to be a -5, 6, wait a sec, -5, and then I need to look for the inverse distance as well. So I'm looking for a 4-note away major third. 12 minus 4 is going to be 8. So I look for a distance of 8. So it's going to be -5, 6, 7, 8. So let's count it out here. We're going to say from this G, -5, -5, 6, 7, 8. So if I went from top to bottom, that would be a 8-note away, which would be a minor 6. And if I went from bottom to top, measuring from the G, therefore, that would be a 4-note away major third. Where's the minor third? Behind it. So if I was to smear up this way, right? Can't really reach. Whatever. You can play with that. All right, let's go. And so that means that if I go up 1 string, the 4-note away major third will be, and cross the fault line, 4-note away major third will be 1, 2, 3, 4 frets back, but I wouldn't cross the fault line if I was on the bottom string and go up 1 string, or if I was anywhere above it and I go up 1 string. So if I was on like this G and I went up 1 string, it would be to here. So the general rule would be, if I go up 1 string, the 4-note away major third will be 1, 2, 3 frets back unless I cross the fault line, which only happens on the B string, in which case if I go up 1 string and cross the fault line, the 4-note away major third will be 1, 2, 3, 4 frets back. Okay, let's go up 2 strings. Up 2 strings. Oh, get out of the way. thing. It has to be an orange one. All right, let's go up 2 strings. So we're looking for the 4-note away major third. Therefore, we need the inverse distance because we're going above it. So 12 minus 4 is 8. So I'm going to say this is going to be -5, 10, 9, 8. So if I go from here, so it's going to be -5, 10, -5, 10, 9, 8. So boom, boom, top to bottom would be a 8-note away minor 6, therefore bottom to top would therefore be a 4-note away major third. So if I go up 2 strings and cross the fault line, the 4-note away major third will be 1 fret forward, but I wouldn't cross the fault line if I was on the G or the D string and I went up 2 strings. So if I was on this G and I went up to here, for example, then it would be 2. So the general rule would be if I go up 2 strings, the 4-note away major third will be 2 frets forward unless I cross the fault line, which would happen on if I start on the B or the E string, in which case if I go up 2 strings and cross the fault line, the 4-note away major third will be 1 fret forward. Okay, let's go to the next one. Otra vez. Otra vez. Let's go back here. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be right in the middle. So I could go back here, or I can go up here. So going this way would possibly be the easier way to go if I was right in the middle, because I'm going to be on shorter distance of the frets. So if let's count it out. I'm looking for the 4-note away major third. So I look for the inverse distance because I'm going above it. Therefore, I'm looking for 12 minus 4, which is a distance of 8. Diagonal because I'm crossing the fault line, 5, 10, 15. There's only 12 notes in the musical alphabet, so I can bring that down by taking 15 minus 12 to -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, or I can go 5, 10, 15. 15 minus 12 is -3, -3, 2, 1, 0, or octave, which I can also go back around the horn to 12, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. So this is the equilateral triangle that we can see here. 6, the furthest distance away it can be B if I don't hit like the nut or the end of the guitar on the body of the guitar. So that means that if I go up 3 strings, then the 4-note away major third, which could also be, well, let me count it up this way. I didn't count it this way. So if I count it up from this G, it's going to be -5, -10, -15. 15 minus 12 is -3, -3, -2, -1, -0. That gets me to the octave, or 12, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. So here, so we're going from here, way up here to here. That would be, top to bottom would be an 8-note away, which would be a minor 6. Bottom to top, therefore, would be a 4-note away major third. So, if mine, 10, 12, 13, 14, So if I go up 1, 2, 3, 4 strings, the 4-note away major third, and I cross the fault line, the 4-note away major third will be 6 frets up and also 6 frets back, therefore. But I wouldn't cross the fault line if I started on this G string, for example. But I'm going to go up to this G up here, because then if I go up 1, 2, 3, it would be back here, which would only be 5 back, because the tectonic plate shifted the root up. So that means that the general rule would be, if I go up 3 strings, the 4-note away major third will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets back, unless I cross the fault line, which would happen 2 out of 3 times on the bottom B and the E string, in which case if that's my root and I go up 3 strings, then I'll go up 3 strings and cross the fault line, and the 4-note away major third will be 6 frets back, which means it's also going to be 6 frets forward. All right, I think I got that right, hopefully. Let's go to the next one. That's the one you're possibly not going to be using all the time because that's quite a distance. This one, more common. So now we're going to go up 4 strings. So now we're going to go up 4. So we're going to say, all right, we're going to look for a 4-note away major third. Therefore, we take the inverse distance. 12 minus 4 is 8. So it's going to be -5, -10, -15. 15 minus 12 is -3, plus another 5 is 8. Let's do it this way. So if I go from here to here, it's going to be -5, -10, -15. 15 minus 12 is -3, plus another 5 is 8. Top to bottom then would be an 8 note away minor 6, and therefore the bottom to top from the G is going to be a 4 note away major third. 4 note away major third. So that means if I go up, and by the way, the minor third, it will be right before it. So if you can kind of say, if I was here, you play with the minor third. Anyway, if I go up 4 strings, I will cross the fault line every time because I can't go up 4 strings without crossing the fault line. Therefore, the 4 note away major third will always be 1 fret back. All right, and then let's go below it. By the way, to find that, I could have said, why don't I find the string below it and then match it to the one above it? So if I'm going to go below it, then I don't have to look at the inverse distance. I look for a distance of a 4 note away major third, and I don't need to cross the fault line because there is no fault line between these 2 strings. So it's just going to be then 5 straight below it, and then 4 behind it, and there's the B here, which matches the B up top. That should be the most common shape that we kind of recognize. It's going to be 5 and 4, so top to bottom would be a 4 note away major third, and therefore bottom to top, measuring from the B, would be the inverse 12 minus 4, and 8 note away minor 6. So that means if I go down 1 string, the 4 note away major third will be 1 fret back unless I cross the fault line, which would only happen on the G string. So like right here, then, so the rule is if I go down 1 string, the 4 note away major third will be 1 fret back unless I cross the fault line, in which case the 4 note away major third, if I go down 1 string and cross the fault line, the 4 note away major third will be on the same fret. By the way, here's the minor right there. So if I was playing down here, here's my like D major shape, right? But then my minor.